name is Mike Williams, and I'm the president of the board at the After School Arts Program. Our wonderful board, who's sitting in the front here, someone was asking what time the auction ended, and I said, I think it ended at 6:20, I'm not quite sure. And I said, I do everything, but I do nothing. And that's because I spend lots of time shaking hands and asking for money and taking people to lunch, but it's the board who beats the money out of you. I mean, graciously asks you to help us. It's our amazing executive director and the phenomenal team down at headquarters that make all this possible. And I get to turn up and say thank you on behalf of these wonderful people. So actually, I think a round of applause for all of those guys. And for yourselves, because people in this room are what make this organization possible. The After School Arts Program, for those of you who are new, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing young people with opportunities to create beautiful and meaningful works of art in a creative and collaborative environment. And we hope to inspire these children to take risks and to trust their resourcefulness and to be creative, so that they become empowered and resilient adults. We were founded in 1999 with the goal to engage local middle school children from Region 12, so Roxbury, Bridgewater, and Washington, a very small part of a small state. And as you can see, in the intervening years, it's become a relatively large and successful prize-winning organization with thousands and thousands of dollars in grant money and even more in donations. This year, we received applications from 56 schools for the celebration of young writers, over 400 submissions. It was our largest, most successful year. And we also did outreach this year in Waterbury and Torrington on writing workshops to get even more submissions in from the central and northern parts of the state, and we had some great success. So our honorees and our honorable mentions really should be proud of yourselves, because this was the toughest year of all the years we've done this to come out on this stage. So I can't wait to hear what you have to offer. I have to say, as a professor with two parents who are professors, the importance of writing has been impressed on me from nearly day one. It's reported that my mother shouted, "Publish or perish," moments after I was born. And so it's maybe not odd that I'm in the family business. But seriously, good writing is a most important skill. Many of you are extremely successful in a variety of careers, and you have all received letters of application. A piece of writing is usually the first thing many people ever see about you. And as someone who's done admissions and has read thousands of undergraduate and graduate and doctoral pieces of work, it is sad to say that the quality of writing has decreased greatly. And so programs like this one, although it focuses on creative writing, are extremely important. As one author put it, the point about words is the better you use them, the stronger is the thought that wears them. And that, I think, today is a telling quote. I don't know if you know who spoke those words. We are extremely lucky at this organization that a gentleman that NPR referred to as the most eloquent man in the world was a patron of our organization. Frank Delaney was the most wonderful man with a voice that was unrecognizably his, and that graced our stage for many years as a reader and a host of this event. And sadly, his passing earlier this year has left the world a poorer place.
And there's enough speakers.
And our thanks and sympathy go to Diane and his family for all he did for the organization. And he'll be missed, but we're very fortunate that we have his written word, Ireland Among Them, and his fabulous blog examining James Joyce's Ulysses, which is online and archived, to live on beyond his own lifetime. Now, if Frank was a man with words, John Millington was a man with money. He knew how to get money. And everyone in this room probably has heard the phrase, "I want to talk to you about something," and left slightly or significantly poorer, but a better person for the donation you made. Whether it was ASAP, whether it was land conservation, anything and everything John got involved with, there was such a passion, pardon me, it was contagious. And I'm very fortunate that I didn't expect this, that I got to meet John in 2011 when I had this terribly ill-founded congressional primary. Because of John, I realized I met almost everyone in town, which I thought everyone knew everyone, but they don't. But I did. And his passion really, my husband and I came back here from Europe when I got my job at NYU because of people like John, and this town is full of John Millingtons. And they're all in this room today. So I'm sorry I'm a little teary about that. I was supposed to have lunch a week after John left us, and I hadn't seen him for a few weeks, and so I just actually didn't think John was ever going to leave, because you all know how resilient his spirit was. And so it's with great thanks and condolences that we say thank you for this and the wonderful legacy that he left. Well, I'm a weeping mess. So, Joanne Torty, our executive director. Thank you.
Yes, John was the first president of our board, and he really helped us get off the ground and had so much to do with who we are today. I just want to address some of you that are still standing. There are seats with names on them, but clearly those people aren't here, so please feel free to take any seat if you'd like. How's that? Okay, great. So our ASAP community includes families and children from diverse cultural and socioeconomic backgrounds from over 100 towns in Connecticut. We reach 8,000 plus children a year from all walks of life throughout our state and beyond. Our program impacts children by exposing them to experiential learning opportunities that encourage them to think creatively, ask questions, and explore possibilities. Since our inception, we have provided over $500,000 in financial aid to families in need. We never turn a child away. At ASAP, we encourage a sense of community and connectedness in all that we do, because together, we always shine brighter than we do alone. The only way we can make a positive impact is with a committed village, galvanized around common goals. So it is our amazing community of passionate supporters, volunteers, and change agents that enables us to make a difference. So thank you for being here tonight in support of our mission and for believing in us, for giving children the chance to express themselves and see that through their curiosity, creativity, and talent, they can make a difference in our world. And I urge you to please tell our legislators that supporting the arts provides a bright future for humanity. And speaking of brightness, tonight we are honoring our dear friend and colleague, Jill Lloyd. Jill, will you come and join me on stage? Jill has been a very special person in ASAP's life and in mine. There is really only one way for Jill, and that is to be all in. She loves a challenge and as the ASAP board member and president, dedicated 10 years to really understanding the nonprofit world and how to help children succeed through innovative and artistic learning. ASAP was fortunate to meet Jill in our journey of growing up. She taught us a lot and continues to do so. Her passion, commitment, directness, and drive are admirable. You know that you can depend on Jill. She always has your back and is there through all kinds of weather. So thank you, Jill, for being the bright light in ASAP's life. You will burn brightly no matter where you go and whatever you do. One of our many students, Tracy Sotelo, could you come up on stage? Created a beautiful piece that we are honored to present to Jill as a token of our appreciation.
No, I'll be shaking too much if I speak there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Michael, Joanne, and the ASAP Board of Directors for this tremendous honor. I still remember the morning that John Millington cornered me in the local diner while I was having a relaxing breakfast with my family, and encouraged me to engage in ASAP. Relentless in his advocacy, I agreed to learn more. After all, I wanted to find a way to involve our creative young daughter at that time in local programs. I was also aware that the arts funding in our schools was threatened, and that the emphasis on standardized test scores was taking precedence over creativity. I know I don't need to tell you how important the arts are. You would not be here tonight if you didn't believe in their experiential and didactic benefits. ASAP is a gem in our community. It encourages collaboration, it encourages cooperation, and learning by doing. And speaking of learning by doing, I learned so much by being involved with this organization from many of you in this room. But there are three things that I just wanted to share. The first is, there isn't just one way to do things. And because of that, not everyone is going to agree. And sometimes people are going to get testy. Joanne, you had a great way of diffusing conflict and moving towards resolution by saying, it's just a conversation. It's just a conversation. We're just having a conversation. And the level would come straight down. Which meant to me, because we're talking about it, it doesn't mean it's set in stone. It's just a step. Secondly, I learned to keep it simple. When Rob Parker joined our board, he was immediately successful at raising money. And the reason was because he kept the message simple. He'd say, it's about the kids. It's just about the kids. And thirdly, John Millington taught me that when you're really passionate about something, you gotta get people's attention. And he would hound you, he would call you, he would corner you at the local diner. And if you didn't listen to him then, he would pound his fist on the table and he would say, because it's so damn important. So I want to thank ASAP for all that you brought to the Northwest Corner, for all that you taught my daughter, and for all that you taught me. And I want to thank all of you, our community, for your support, for being here tonight, having the conversation about the kids, because it is so damn important. Thank you.
Are you still nervous? I told you nothing. I just dissolved in tears on the stage, right? You can't do anything worse. Don't worry, I'm better. John taught Rob well. Rob cornered me and Mary Costas Preserve apparently to walk the dogs and bugged me to make me president, which I gleefully accepted. We were very fortunate tonight to have a wonderful young man who is a homegrown talent to host the event. And I want to encourage you all, in the spirit of Michael, to think about on your way out, we have a summer camp booth there. And we don't turn any kids away. And so kids who apply to our summer camp and can't afford it, we pay. People like you make that possible. So if you're interested, there's a tent, little umbrella at the back, and you can send a kid to camp, whether it's $25 or $100 or whatever. Think about that. Because you can produce kids like Michael here, who go on to do amazing things. Now you may have seen him on TV as a young, very handsome firefighter on the critically acclaimed hit TV show Rescue Me on FX. He's also been in Blue Bloods, Castle, and I must admit I'm addicted to CSI Miami. He recently was in Last Nights with Clive Owen and Morgan Freeman. And the upcoming release of his next film is an indie production called Central Park. And you can also see him on Deuce opposite James Franco on HBO. So we're thrilled to have Michael here to MC the rest of the evening. And I want to leave you with a few more words from Frank Delaney. Beneath its broad surface, storytelling should always work hard to say more than it seems to. And I think you'll find tonight that these kids do just that. Michael?
Thank you, Michael. Hey guys, going into the 6th grade at the time, I had my Adidas shell toe sneakers with my fat laces, they were maroon and white, my black Cavaricci jeans, these aren't Cavariccis, my black bandana, and this belt buckle. It was like a huge belt buckle. And it said, Marvelous Mike. It was pretty awesome. You know what was even cooler? I had my Zodiac sign on it as well, and I'm a Virgo, so it was a naked lady. But as I began to settle into this area, and I started to make friends, I started to be exposed to art through these friendships. Whether it was being invited to a Broadway play that a friend's dad was directing, or going to Roxbury picking and fiddling and watching live music all day, or just seeing a painting, or a sculpture, or a landscape. My point is that it was this exposure to art that inspired me to pursue my life as an artist. And I gotta tell you now, which is really amazing, and you heard Michael say it, ASAP now has programs in that city that I'm from. So ASAP, they don't turn any child away. They encourage, they foster creativity. Bottom line, they expose kids to art. So tonight, let's sit back, really enjoy this. Enjoy these guys' imaginations. Let's honor their imaginations and their gifts, because we all need these gifts. The world needs these gifts. You gotta admit, Boss Hogg was a pretty sick character. All right, who's up first? No pressure. Listen, you know what? If you start to geek out, stage fright 101, just look out in the audience and imagine everyone in their underpants. I've already done it a couple times. All right, so what we're going to do now is there's, in addition to these guys, we would like to recognize the 9 honorable mentions that are in the audience here tonight, most of them anyway. So as I say your name, guys, can you please stand up? Jessica Kislin. Yasmin Bezos. David Block. Ella Bokampani, Zoe Cole, and Luis Misana, Emiliano Romero, Julia Tannenbaum, and Lucy Henderson. Good stuff, guys. Oh, this is really nice. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the Connecticut Young Writers winner from both 2013 and 16, Emily Prezia. Where are you? Huh. Oh, okay, that's funny because I don't see her. The next thing I was going to say is Emily's here as a volunteer tonight. Here comes Emily. Graduating from Chappaqua, she's going to head to NYU to study creative writing and business. Come on down, Emily. By the way, Emily also just published her first book. It's called Wild Bees. You can get the book on blurb.com. All right, and our first reader up, a wonderful young man who I had the pleasure of meeting yesterday. His name is Carter Orr, and he's going to be reading Don't Be That Guy. Hey Carter, any relation to Bobby Orr? You know who that is? All right, good. I was, who? Oh, dude, sit down, bro. Come on. Dude, he's arguably one of the best ice hockey players of all time. And it's an amazing last name, dude. That's what I think. All right, have fun.
In 4th grade, there was a boy in my class, and he seemed to attract all the kids who were afraid of him. His poem tells kids to be themselves and not to align themselves with bullies. Don't be that guy. Seriously. Don't be that guy. The one that always complains because, quite frankly, nobody likes that guy. Nope, don't be that guy. The one that cares too much of himself. You know why? Nobody likes that guy either. And don't even think about being that guy, you know, who tries too hard to fit in, of course. You should be taking notes. Honestly, don't be that guy who wants to be that guy. The big dreamer, the one who keeps ideas as ideas, not even trying to make them come true. One more time. Don't be that guy who's so very boring, the one who drags everybody else down because they simply don't want to do anything. So, still want to be that guy? Don't even think about it. So, don't be that guy. Be yourself. That's the way we like it.
Great stuff, Carter. You keep up that kind of work, you might be doing a charity event with Bobby Orr very soon. Next up is Elena Stumpf. She'll be reading her piece called Colors.
This poem can be taken both literally and figuratively. Literally, because this poem is about the nature of color, and figuratively, because it connotes emotion. Colors. The colors live between black and white, in a land that we know best by sight. But knowing best isn't everything, for colors dance and colors sing, and colors laugh and colors cry. Turn off the light and colors die.
Next up is my boy Nico Source. Nico's reading his piece is called Seasons Veneer.
So, personifying seasons is nothing new. Shakespeare did it all the time. In this sonnet, I took the liberty to personify winter, spring, summer, and fall. Seasons Veneer. Blue esteem, solemnly matching her sweater, advancing up the foremost, frigid street. Atop near the crown was where I met her, footsteps forming in a movie, walking together down the sunlit hill, quickly striding towards the peaked open blue. All the blue world standing immensely still, the wind howled and cried, the white wind too. All to my brightest sun, my beloved moon, from hand-knit sweater to silky white gown, forthwith, dark leaves would be prudently strewn. From bright zipper formed into dark frown. Our long love time has been solemnly passed. Affectionate cries from winged shall still pass.
Nico, that's a sick haircut, dude. Love it. Next up is Ciara Lynch, and her piece is called Windows.
We all want to help, especially the people we truly care for, but we need to realize that sometimes the people we try to help will bring us down, and we have to save ourselves before it's too late. Windows. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Anyone looking into mine right now would see a sea of emotions, raging and battering all the ships inside of it, throwing them in overboard and swallowing them into the depths. My flashbacks are unpredictable. One small look or phrase can have me on the floor, crying in an instant, wondering what happened and how I got there, and what went wrong between then and now. I look up, and suddenly I'm not on the floor anymore. I see this woman's eyes, warm and consoling, yet hiding her sorrow. She looks at me and says, "You're a helper, but it isn't your job." That's when I remember those sleepless nights when I stayed awake, wondering if you were okay, waiting for a text or a call or anything, just so I could save you before I even thought about saving myself yet again. When did it change? Tell me when I started to be your prisoner. Tell me the exact moment you decided to take advantage of me over and over again, manipulating me so efficiently that I had no clue. Tell me. Tell me when you decided to take everything I had like it was nothing. I remember looking into the mirror at 3 a.m. when I had finally calmed down, staring into my own eyes, seeing nothing. I didn't see myself anymore. I saw a person you claimed as your own, and then I wasn't even looking into my own eyes anymore. I was looking into yours, your cold, black eyes, and all I saw was a murderer, a stone-cold murderer. I remember the last night I stayed awake for you. I remember sitting on the floor, looking at myself again the same way I did before, and just like a freight train, everything hit me at once. I realized that for 2 whole years, I was prisoner to you. I realized that for 2 whole years you screamed at me and hurt me and took everything I had and more, and it still wasn't enough. All I can think about now is how our addictions are so much alike. Mine numbs my arm and so does yours. The only difference is I use a pencil and you use a blade. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and I'm not one to argue.
Next up, where is she? Charlotte Blair. And Charlotte's going to be reading War.
There is a saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. I think this is false. Sometimes words are deadly. War. The fighting, the killing, the dying, for what seems is the longest time. Years of war, almost unwillingly, almost begrudgingly, chip away at our souls, turn our peace and lightness into the darkest night, and turn our bliss into a raging fight. When it seems as though it cannot get worse, it finds a way to do just that, and ruin more and more of our lives. But there is more to war than just armed forces. There is also a different kind of war, a kind of war that goes on with words, not actions, a kind that makes people violent without ever picking up a gun, the kind that hurts the soul, not the body. This kind is the most dangerous. This kind is the killer, because this kind provokes the other, making 2 kinds of war, a war of words and a war of arms. No one is innocent in this war, because this war is our own creation. But there is a way to stop it, a way to end it. This way is to love and support everyone, no matter what race, belief, or religion. I'm sorry to say that there are leaders who do not think the same, but every time you love, you end a war, and no matter how small it is, that is always an accomplishment.
Charlotte, that was fantastic, and I love the way you stood there and took the applause, right? Our next piece, it's called, oh, this is great. Well, Sophia Granado, Sophia, and I'm not surprised just from knowing her like for an hour that this is the name of her piece. Ode to Mac and Cheese.
This poem is an ode to my favorite food. In fact, you can call this piece a love poem. Ode to Mac and Cheese. Panera, homemade, Stouffer's, Annie's. I'll eat any kind, I don't mind. Spirals, shells, elbows, ziti, shapes are many. Nothing wrong with the old standby penny. I don't discriminate, oh no I don't. Pasta and cheese, the perfect mate. The feeling you get when you eat it is like you just got an A+ on a test. Not just for dinner, but breakfast and lunch, or call me a sinner. To me, mac and cheese makes the day better, like having a bad day and getting a sweet letter. Mac and cheese tops most foods. It also puts you in a great mood.
That's definitely an everlasting piece, I think. That's a one-woman show right there. You gotta take that on the road, Grace. You played multiple characters in that. Jeez. Our next reader is a young man who looks very sharp this evening. He's got a heck of a head of hair, too. His name is Dean Sicardi. Dean's piece is called The Stars in the Sky.
Well, I originally wrote this piece with the intent of making it into an illustrated children's book. So, I would ask, while I read this piece, please picture in your mind's eye the images that may go along with my words. Stars in the sky. When I was young, I would talk to the sky. For the sky held the birds, and the birds they could fly. To fly like a bird, to traverse through the air, to be free like a spirit, with speed and with flair. But the sky had its limits. Yes, even the birds were contained. So I talked to the moon, and from the sky I refrained. With the moon as a friend through the night, a light in the darkness, a reflection of life. Oh, the moon had its tails, I kept it close by. My light in the darkness, my friend in the sky. But still the moon too had its limits, for it just talked to the sun. The love of its life, the moon's only one. Still I was fixed, my head looking high, and I looked past the moon to a glowing night sky, for the night was awake and the night was so bright. A shimmering mural, a heck of a sight. It painted my gaze, inspired my mind. The stars were ablaze, and on me they did shine. So I befriended the stars, and to this very day, they watch over me now wherever I lay. When I can see them, even when I cannot, the stars are my friends. What wonderful friends I have got.
Amazing thing. Do you play piano? It struck me. I don't know. This was so musical. I saw like, I don't know, sax. And I saw like notes flying or something. It was really, really awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much. Our next reader is Maya Wren Woodhall. And Maya. Maya's piece is called Autumn, by the way. Oh, it's beautiful.
I wrote this poem because I was thinking about a rainbow tree in autumn. Autumn is not death, it's just waiting to be born again. Autumn. When someone dies, let us think it is like autumn, with blowing leaves and different colors, just like different colored feelings, like one simple leaf.
Thank you, Maya. The next reader is Ileana Martinez. Ileana's reading, her piece is called Best, My BFF.
This poem is about one of my earliest memories, nap time. I was in preschool and wanted so badly to be friends with both Mariah and Rachel. And to this day, I'm friends with both of them. Best, my BFF. This girl, her name is Mariah. I looked and said, "Hiya." We both laughed and talked during nap time. I got moved and thought I committed a crime. So I cried for a minute, but then bit my tongue and tried not to giggle. Giggle like a pickle of a girl. Yep, a girl. Rachel, that's her. She made me smile for a while, so we talked. Felt like a mile.
Is blue your favorite color? It's mine too. The next young man who's going to read his poem, which is called See Me, Don't Stare at Me. His name is Xavier Williams.
This poem is a snapshot of my life in 10 inspiring lines. See me, don't stare at me. I am Xavier, son of Cornelius,
who needs my mom and dad who are far away, who loves my family, who has great traditions, who sees beautiful colors everywhere, who hates people who lie to get out of trouble, who fears earth ending once and for all, who dreams of being famous and rich, who has found poems of wolves in their packs, resident of a bad street but a beautiful world.
I'm very proud to say that Xavier is actually from the same city I am, and I was born in. Representing. Awesome. Our next reader is Sarah L. Mustakin, and her piece is called And Yet.
This poem is a wake-up call to my generation, to tell them that what you do or don't do will affect you in the future. And yet, we are the new generation. We are the future. The world rests in our hands, but we are petulant, complaining children with words as hollow as dead trees. There is a forest, entranced by such vapid Fuchsian trifles, our glassy-eyed stares locked onto the nearest distraction. It seems there will come a day when we never look up, and yet the world rests in our hands. We like to boast that we are more clever than generations prior, yet we rely on technology like a pair of legs. Who knows if we could stand on our own? When asked something valuable, our intellect dives no deeper than a kiddie pool. And yet, the world rests in our hands. We live in bubbles, concerned only with our own affairs. We remain ignorant of others. We speak like there are no consequences. We conform and plot against those who do not. And yet, the world rests in our hands. We are the new generation. We are the future. The world rests in our hands. Where will we lead it?
You know, I just want to say how amazing it is to hear truth. You guys really, you wrote truthfully, and you expressed yourself truthfully. It was very courageous, and it's really wonderful and really moving. So thank you. Now just don't go out to LA. So next, I'd like to introduce a very special lady. If you're lucky enough, you may catch her smiling face around town, or see her big-time tennis game out on the courts. She has worked in theater, television, and corporate settings as an administrator and public relations professional. She is currently on the board of the Irish Repertory Theater in New York, a member of the literary committee for the Sun Valley Writers Conference, and served on ASAP's board of directors for 9 years. She was married to the late Frank McCourt. Ellen will present the Frank McCourt Prize for Excellence in Teaching. Ladies and gentlemen, Ellen McCourt.
Thank you. For those of you, many of you who have been here over the years, you've seen me up here numerous times. I do have to make one comment about the honoree this year, Jill Lloyd, because I served on the board when Jill was president. And when John Millington was beseeching Jill, she came to me, and I'm sure she came to many others, and she said to me, "I can't do this. You know, I don't know how to do this." And of course, that was absolutely not true. She did a marvelous, marvelous job, and I was honored to be on the board when Jill was president. So thank you. So I have the great pleasure of not only giving the 7th annual Frank McCourt Prize, but I get to ask all of the teachers in the room to please stand up and take a bow, because without you, we would not have these markers. Indeed, this is the 7th year that ASAP has honored a stellar teacher with the McCourt Prize for Excellence in Teaching. As most of you know, the award is given in my late husband Frank McCourt's name. It celebrates teachers who have employed creativity, initiative, and inspiration in the classroom to help students become enthusiastic learners. As in previous years, all the applications were reviewed by our panel of 4 judges on a blind basis. And our judges are in the audience as well. Susan Monserud, Angie Silverstein, and Tony Benro, along with myself. So thank you. Now all the names of the schools and the candidates have been removed, so we have no idea who we're judging. And I must say, it never gets easier, because the quality of the candidates is so consistently high, and you can see the fruits of all of their labor. So who knew? I know this is a bit of a digression, but I thought it was kind of interesting, and falls right in line, I think, with teachers and teaching. Now getting back to our winning teacher, Teacher I, as she was known to us. She entered the classroom as a second career. She was a successful lawyer, looking for new challenges, which she found in teaching language arts to 7th grade students. She says, quote, "Because I teach language arts, I have an opportunity to peek into students' lives as I read their writing. She feels that, quote, by creating an environment in which students feel safe and understood, she's able to coax them out of their comfort zones and help them take risks. In her lesson plan, she has students write about indelible moments in their lives on smaller, less intimidating canvases. They are asked to write on a piece of wrapping paper about a time when they gave or received a gift, or about a powerful memory connected to a meal on a restaurant guest check. She even used an enlarged Band-Aid to elicit memories of physical or emotional pain. Now this sort of unconventional creative approach to an assignment fits right into Frank's philosophy of unfettered, free-form teaching. His mantra was always to work from fear to freedom of expression. Teacher I found that her students flourished when faced with this assignment and became eager chroniclers of their own lives. For this reason, now I'm getting choked up, the judging panel deemed Kimberly Harrell the 2017 winner of the McCourt Prize for Excellence in Teaching. But she also gets a copy of Frank's own Teacher Man in a leather-bound clamshell box. And in fact, there is a sign. I happen to have some signatures of Frank, so I was able to put one in. So here you go, Kimberly. Here you go.
I hope you can hear me. I'm not used to speaking in the microphone.
Yes.
Well, I'm very honored to accept this award. Actually, I was honored to even be nominated for the award. One of my students submitted my name, which was truly, truly gratifying. And I have to say, I was so incredibly impressed with all of you today. A lot of you I noticed in the program are 7th graders, which is the grade I teach. An awesome job. I was not planning to give a speech, so I will not give a speech, but I would like to say, I just want to commend this organization, because what I find as a teacher is that the most important thing for students is to make them comfortable and to get them to take risks. And I noticed that that was part of your introductory remarks, trying to get them to take risks, get to a place of comfort where you can push past any barriers and get to some true, deep, authentic writing. And we definitely heard that from all of these students today, so I commend your organization on making that possible for, sounds like, a great number of students in this area and in surrounding areas. So thank you very much.
When she was thanking these guys, I felt like I immediately went to 7th grade. I felt like I was like, thanks, teach. That was amazing. So guys, I definitely wanted to let you know that if you come back at 8:30, we'll be doing Young Writers Celebration, the musical, right here. Now, thank you all so much for coming out again. And how about these guys stand up and we'll give them one more huge round of applause. And I have to say to remember that you can sponsor a child for ASAP summer camp, so please do that. And the bar is reopened, and don't forget to pick up your auction items. Good night, guys. Thank you so much.
My age is, I'm 10 years old, and I go to Washington Montessori School.
I'm 13, and I go to Chicago Valley School.
My age is 10, and I go to Children's Community School.
I'm 11 years old and I go to Chicago Valley.
I'm 7 and I go to Washington Montessori School.
I had to write a ode about something I was really passionate about, and I started with a topic I wasn't really passionate about, and I don't know, the words just kind of came to me while writing about it.
Well, my inspiration was kind of, it was kind of just my life. That's how my life goes.
The name of my piece was War. My grandfather was in Vietnam, and my mother said that I should enter a poem, so I decided to write it.
When I was out there, I was very nervous and I was shaking a little, but it was nice to get it out and read my poem finally.
I was super nervous but very excited.
Thank you.